Why are you tired when others seem to be doing fine? You may wonder why you cannot focus, why you lack the drive to do what you used to enjoy, or why you wake up feeling empty. You start using words like lazy, undisciplined, or weak. In truth, your mind and body are sending a clear signal. They are overworked and exhausted of fighting a system that never lets you rest. You are not the problem. You are the product of a world that rewards exhaustion and punishes being human. Burnout does not happen by accident. It is not the result of one bad week or one difficult job. It is the result of a system that runs on pressure, speed, and endless demands. This system does not give people the time or space they need to rest. It pushes them to do more, faster, and better, all the time. Burnout grows slowly inside this kind of environment. It builds over months or even years until the mind and body can no longer keep up. Modern society is built around the idea of constant productivity. People are told that their time must always be used for something useful. Rest is often seen as lazy. Stillness is seen as wasted time. Many people begin their day checking emails before they even get out of bed. They rush to finish tasks, attend meetings, answer messages, and hit deadlines. They eat quickly, sleep less, and feel guilty when they take breaks. Even after work hours, many people continue to think about what they need to do next. Their minds never fully shut off. The system tells them they must always be working towards something. This kind of life does not allow the human brain to relax. Over time, it wears people down. One of the strongest forces in burnout is hyper-productivity culture. This culture praises people who overwork. It rewards those who never stop. A person who stays late at the office is often seen as dedicated. Someone who skips vacations or ignores sickness to keep working is seen as strong. But these labels hide the truth. Many people are afraid to rest because they fear they will fall behind. They fear they will be seen as weak or lazy. They fear losing their jobs, their status, or their self-worth. So they keep pushing even when they feel exhausted. The culture does not punish burnout. It often rewards the behavior that leads to it. Another major cause of burnout is social comparison. With social media and constant digital access, people are always seeing what others are doing. They see friends who are working harder, earning more, or achieving more. They see images of people being active, smiling, successful, and in control. These images create pressure. People begin to believe that if they are not also doing something important, they are failing. But what they see is only the surface. Social media hides the cost behind the picture. It does not show the anxiety, the sleepless nights, or the emotional strain. Still, people compare themselves. And this comparison feeds the feeling that they are not doing enough. The structure of the modern workday also creates problems. Many jobs require long hours of sitting, staring at screens, and responding to constant information. There is little room for movement, silence, or reflection. Even short breaks are often skipped. People feel the need to always appear busy, even when they are not productive. The pressure to look active becomes more important than actual results. This leads to what is called performative work, where people work to be seen, not because the work itself matters. Over time, this kind of false effort drains the mind even faster than real work. It creates a feeling of emptiness because it has no real meaning. Another factor is permanent performance anxiety. Many people live with the fear that they are not good enough. They believe they must prove their worth every single day. Their value feels tied to how much they do and how well they do it. This creates a constant state of stress. Even when people do succeed, the feeling of relief is short. A new task or challenge quickly replaces it. There is never a moment of enough. The goalpost keeps moving. The result is a mind that never rests and a body that never recovers. The nervous system stays in a constant state of alert, always waiting for the next demand. This is not a natural way to live. It is a path to collapse. The rise of gig work, freelancing, and unstable jobs has also made burnout worse. Many people no longer have job security. They work several jobs at once, often without benefits or paid time off. They feel pressure to accept every offer and work long hours just to survive. They are always looking for the next job, the next project, or the next paycheck. This creates a life where there is no rhythm, no safety, and no time to pause. Financial fear becomes a daily feeling. This kind of stress does not only affect work life, it affects sleep, health, relationships, and even the ability to enjoy small things. When survival becomes the focus, joy disappears. At the same time, technology has blurred the lines between work and rest. People carry their work in their pockets. Phones, laptops, and constant internet access make it almost impossible to disconnect. A person may receive work messages during dinner, before bed, or on weekends. Even when they are not working, they are thinking about work. The brain does not know the difference. It stays in work mode. Over time, this damages focus, sleep, and emotional balance. Without boundaries, there is no real recovery. Without recovery, burnout becomes more likely. This system affects people of all ages. Students, for example, are pushed to achieve high grades, join clubs, win awards, and prepare for the future. Many young people feel they must be successful before they even know who they are. Their time is filled with pressure, and their value is often measured by numbers, test scores, grades, rankings. This teaches them early that rest is failure and that slowing down is dangerous. These beliefs carry into adult life and shape how they treat themselves forever. Burnout is not just a personal issue. It is a social and structural issue. It is caused by systems that place constant demands on people without giving them the tools, time, or care to meet those demands in a healthy way. People are not designed to be machines. They need breaks, variety, joy, connection, and purpose. When these are taken away or seen as unimportant, burnout grows. In order to understand burnout fully, it is important to stop asking only about the individual. Instead, ask about the system. What rules shape people's lives? What messages are repeated again and again? Who benefits when people overwork? Who suffers when they try to rest? These questions reveal the deeper truth. People are tired not because they are lazy, but because they are trapped in a system that expects too much and gives too little. When people live under constant pressure, they do not only feel tired, they begin to change the way they see themselves. They stop asking what is wrong with the world around them, and they start asking what is wrong with them. They blame themselves for being tired. They blame themselves for not feeling motivated. They blame themselves for being unable to focus, to keep up, or to care. This process is called internalization. It happens when people take the problems caused by outside systems and believe they are personal failures. This creates deep harm. It builds shame, guilt, and self-hate inside the person. Internalization begins quietly. It often starts when a person struggles to meet expectations. These expectations come from jobs, school, family, or society. The person may try harder and harder, but no matter what they do, it never feels like enough. At first, they may feel frustration, they may feel tired, but over time, these feelings turn inward. The person starts thinking that the problem must be inside them. They stop seeing the weight of the outside pressure. They begin to believe that they are simply not strong enough. This belief becomes the lens through which they see everything. Once this belief takes root, it grows stronger. Every mistake feels like proof of personal weakness. Every missed deadline feels like a moral failure. Every moment of rest feels like laziness. Instead of seeing exhaustion as a signal of too much pressure, the person sees it as a sign that they are not trying hard enough. This creates a loop of pain. The more tired they feel, the more they blame themselves. The more they blame themselves, the more tired they become. This cycle slowly breaks down their self-esteem, their self-respect, and even their desire to try again. Shame is one of the strongest forces in this process. Shame is different from guilt. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Shame says, there is something wrong with me. Burnout society uses shame as a quiet tool. It teaches people to feel worthless when they cannot meet endless demands. It tells them that if they are struggling, it must be because they are lazy, weak, or undisciplined. These messages are not always spoken out loud. They are often hidden in the way success is praised and rest is judged. They are hidden in the way people talk about being busy as if it is always a good thing. Over time, people begin to feel that their worth depends on how much they do, how fast they do it, and how well they hide their pain. This belief also leads to self-surveillance. People begin to watch themselves constantly. They monitor their every move. They ask if they are being productive enough, if they are wasting time, or if they are falling behind. This constant self-checking does not make them stronger. It creates fear, it creates pressure. It turns every part of life into a test. Even small moments like resting on the couch, taking a walk, or reading a book become filled with guilt. The person may feel they must earn rest or pleasure. This kind of thinking takes away the joy of life. It replaces peace with self-doubt. When people internalize burnout, they often become their own harshest critics. They speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to others. They may say things like, "You're so lazy, you'll never succeed," or "You always mess things up." These thoughts are not true, but they feel true because they have been repeated so many times. The brain learns to believe what it hears often, even if it is harmful. Over time, these thoughts shape a person's identity. They stop seeing themselves as capable or worthy. They start to see themselves only through the lens of failure. This process is especially dangerous because it is silent. From the outside, the person may look fine. They may go to work, do their tasks, and smile in front of others. But inside, they are falling apart. They are carrying shame, fear, and exhaustion alone. Many people do not speak up because they think no one else feels the same. They believe they are the only ones struggling. This silence keeps the system alive. It keeps people blaming themselves instead of questioning the rules they are forced to live by. Another part of internalization is the loss of self-compassion. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same care you would give to a friend. In burnout culture, this skill is often lost. People think that being kind to themselves is weak. They think that pushing harder is the answer. But the truth is, no one can grow in a state of self-hate. No one can recover while believing they are broken. Healing starts with understanding. It starts when a person sees their exhaustion not as a failure, but as a message. It is a message that they have been carrying too much for too long. The internalization trap does not just affect mental health. It also affects physical health. Stress and shame can weaken the immune system, disturb sleep, raise blood pressure, and cause pain in the body. The mind and body are connected. When the mind is in a state of constant self-attack, the body suffers too. Many people in burnout feel chronic fatigue, headaches, muscle tension, or stomach problems. They may go to doctors and not find answers. This is because the root of the pain is not only physical, it is also emotional. To escape the internalization trap, the first step is to see it. A person must notice how often they judge themselves. They must listen to the voice inside their head and ask where it came from. Was it taught by parents, teachers, bosses, or media? Did it come from years of pressure, fear, and stress? Once the voice is seen clearly, it can be questioned. It can be challenged. The person can begin to replace it with a voice that is more truthful, more caring, and more respectful of their limits. Understanding that burnout is not a personal failure is a powerful shift. It brings back the ability to think clearly. It opens the door to real change. It reminds people that their value is not measured by how much they produce, how hard they push, or how well they hide their pain. Their value is already there, simply because they exist. In a burnout society, many people turn against themselves. They blame, punish, and doubt their own worth. But this is not the truth. This is the result of a system that demands too much and gives too little. It is a reflection of a world that forgot to care for the human soul. Not in a spiritual sense, but in the basic human need for rest, respect, safety, and kindness. When people begin to see the system clearly, they can stop turning inward with blame and start turning outward with awareness. That is the beginning of recovery. If this spoke to something deep in you, like and share this video, because this is only the beginning.